Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Terri and I'm a Philippine travel guide. In this video, it's a complete travel guide for former Filipinos, foreign spouse, and foreign children of Filipinos traveling together. So let's start with immigration. So you guys are former Filipinos, foreign spouse, and children of former Filipinos or Filipinos traveling with your Filipino principal. You're covered by Balikbayan privilege. So on your passport, upon arrival, the immigration officer will stamp it and they will actually write in it BB or Balikbayan. Well, what makes you special is you are entitled to a visa-free entry to the Philippines, visa-free entry and stay for 1 year. So that is every time you enter the country. So you enter today, or you enter on March, you were given Balikbayan stamp. You enter again next month, you will still be given Balikbayan stamp. So it is every time you enter the Philippines. So former Filipinos, to avail of this Balikbayan stamp of 1 year visa-free entry and stay in the Philippines, you just have to bring your expired Filipino passport or a Filipino birth certificate. So either of these two, guys. Now if you really want to make sure that you get that Balikbayan stamp, I really suggest bringing either of these things. Old, it doesn't matter how old is your passport, as long as it is a proof that you once had a Filipino passport. That's a proof that you are a former Filipino. While for your spouse who is traveling with you, the marriage certificate. For the child, a birth certificate. Many kababayans can testify that they didn't bring any of those things and they were still able to avail the Balikbayan stamp. Yes, and most times immigration officers in the Philippines are lenient, and when they see you and they know that you are a Filipino naman, former Filipino, ibibigay naman. Pero just to be sure, guys, bring the proof lang. Old Filipino passport or birth certificate. If you have it, bring it. It's really not a hassle. Just a reminder that once you arrive in the Philippines and go to immigration, remind the officer, politely ask, I would like to avail the Balikbayan stamp. Oh, sabihin mo lang and most likely they will give it to you politely. Now let's go to arrival protocols. This is the protocol for your arrival in the Philippines. So I made a table. If you are an adult, 18 years old and above, if you are fully vaccinated with a booster, let's say you have 3 doses of COVID-19 shots, you no longer need a pre-departure test. You no longer need quarantine. There's no quarantine. But you have to register to One Health Pass. There is no testing upon arrival. Next, we have for fully vaccinated travelers, adults, you need pre-departure testing and register to One Health Pass. No more quarantine, no test after arrival. While for the unvaccinated travelers, well, you will need quarantine and you will also need pre-departure test, One Health Pass, and testing after arrival in the country. Okay, it's pretty strict still for the unvaccinated travelers. For those who have no booster, or for those who are unvaccinated or partially vaccinated, you have 2 options. You can either choose to take the antigen test before the flight, RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours before departure, or a rapid antigen test taken within 24 hours before departure. Reminder that the test certificate must be in a form of certificate, not a text message. It should have your details like your complete name and the time and date when the swab was collected. Okay? Moving forward, for teens traveling 12 to 17 years old, here's the protocol. So if they are fully vaccinated, they no longer need a test. They just have to register to One Health Pass. While for the unvaccinated teenagers, 12 to 17 years old, they will quarantine. If they are unvaccinated, they would need a pre-departure test, register to One Health Pass, and they would undergo test after arrival on the 5th day. So it's pretty strict still for the unvaccinated 12 to 17 years old. Moving forward, for kids 11 years old and below, their testing protocol, they will just follow the traveling parent or guardian. So if the child you're traveling with, if the parent or guardian has a booster, then the child will also be exempted from testing just like the parents. However, if let's say the traveling parent has no booster, then The parent needs a test, and so will the child. So the child will just follow the requirement of the traveling parent. And since the parent will quarantine, the child will go with the parent. I mean, you can't leave the child to go home on his own, right? Unless somebody at the airport would pick them up. Probably that would be a good option rather than taking your child to quarantine with you. Another thing, One Health Pass, of course, it is a requirement to everybody regardless of age or vaccination status. Register to One Health Pass. And then testing after arrival, they will just again follow the protocol of the traveling parent or guardian. So if the parent needs to be tested, then the child will also be tested. However, there is a different protocol for 3 years old and below for the testing. 3 years old and below, whatever the vaccination status of the traveling parent, it doesn't matter, they are exempted from testing regardless of the vaccination status of the parent, traveling parent or guardian. Hope that is clear, guys. You could I suggest to take a screenshot so you can review it if you are a little bit confused. Next, we have One Health Pass. It's very important. It's a health declaration form that must be filled out by all arriving passengers in the country. So there is no exemption to this. When you register to One Health Pass, please prepare the following: your itinerary or ticket, because they will ask for your travel details, your passport, your vaccination proof if you're vaccinated, your booster, if it's the same card or different card from your vaccination card, have it also. Your negative test result if you don't have a booster, and then a Philippine mobile number is no longer required, guys. If you don't have number in the Philippines, you can use your number abroad, and then your address abroad. When to register? When can I register to One Health Pass, Jennifer? Can I register a month before my flight? No, guys. You can register only within 3 days before your departure. So let's say your flight is on November 10, then you can start your registration on November 7 or November 6. So 3 days before your flight. You must do this before you go to the airport, guys. Do this at home. Don't do this at the airport. Once you successfully registered, you will be immediately given a QR code. Yan, this QR code is an express lane, means upon arrival, they will just scan it and off you go. The process at the airport would be faster for you since you have uploaded your vaccination proof and you're fully vaccinated and everything. While for the unvaccinated, they will go through manual verification. So the officer, the Bureau of Quarantine officer, will manually check their papers. So let's say the negative test result, the proof of quarantine hotel, they will be given this barcode. Okay? Guys, a reminder that some travelers, it's actually written in One Health Pass, sent to email. Don't believe that's bull. Sorry to the word, but it is. The confirmation email from One Health Pass is no longer sent. They don't send it anymore. So guys, once the QR code is flashed on your screen, take a screenshot, save it, because you won't get a copy on your email. Save it because other travelers who missed to save their QR codes would have to register again. What a hassle. So guys, register. As soon as you get the code, screenshot, save it. Okay. Next up is the One Health Pass code can either be printed or you can just save it on your phone. Digital copy is also fine. It's really up to you. Let's move forward to pre-departure checklist. So this is what you need to bring on the day of your flight. This is what your airline crew would ask from you. Your passport, it should be at least 6 months valid at the time of entry. Your vaccination proof. Your One Health Pass QR code. Your negative test result if you don't have a booster. For former Filipinos, old Filipino passport or a birth certificate, Philippine birth certificate. For the spouse, a marriage certificate. For the child, a birth certificate. While for the unvaccinated Balikbayans, I know so many former Filipinos have already entered the Philippines as unvaccinated. Airlines, especially when they see an old Filipino passport, would most probably just accept you and will not question you. Kasi nga, I mean, you have a Filipino passport. Kahit expired pa yan, it's a proof that you have strong ties to the Philippines. So I'm sorry I cannot give an official paper from the government announcing that unvaccinated former Filipinos are exempted from the vaccination requirement. But hey, just try your luck and bring that old Filipino passport birth certificate if you can. Kasi malakas din yung yung effects sa airline crew. Pag nakita nila, okay, mas more likely they will accept. Anyways, for unvaccinated, this is the list. Passport should be at least 6 months valid. A pre-booked quarantine hotel for 5 nights. Remember that this quarantine hotel, it has to be with an accredited quarantine hotel. There's a list to that that's updated every month. I'll have it in my description box. Next, we have One Health Pass QR code or barcode. And then your negative test result, of course. And same old thing, old Filipino passport or birth certificate. For the spouse, a marriage certificate. For the child, a birth certificate. Now, this is your arrival in the Philippines. Very quick, guys, very quick. Thermal scanner, this is just to check whether somebody in the travelers have symptoms for COVID or monkeypox. If they're found to have fever, example, or rashes, they may be examined by the Bureau of Quarantine officer. Next, we have Bureau of Quarantine verification, in which they will scan your One Health Pass QR code. Next, we have, of course, immigration. You already know, just show the passport. And if they ask for old Filipino passport, show it. Kung hindi, edi wag na. Basta sabihin mong balikbayan. Then pick up the luggage. Then customs, you just have to hand out the customs form that was handed out to you by the airline. You should have already filled that out. If you have answered yes to any of the questions there, you might be asked to, well, go to the customs desk, might have to pay some fees or declare. Next, we have, after you're cleared by customs, family can pick you up outside. Philippines airport is now open, unlike before, and also you can avail taxis or private vehicles outside. If you guys are looking for reliable taxi drivers in NAIA, I can recommend Kuya Ryan, Kuya Rainier, Kuya Leif, Kuya Johnny, these taxi drivers. So this is all about the travel guide to the Philippines. I hope everything is alright for your flight and nobody gets left behind. Everything is smooth and it is uneventful. Enjoy your vacation in the Philippines, and let me know if you have any more questions. I hope I've covered everything you need to know. So this is all the update, guys. This is all about the travel rules as of September. If anything changes, I'll let you know. As of now, this is it. God bless you all and stay safe. Don't forget to like this video if this has helped you. Share it to anyone who wants to go home. Show it to them that it's easy. Bye.